On April 15th, 1912, a ship sank 963 miles northeast off the coast of New York City after colliding with an iceberg. Most people, young and old, know of this ship, but it's called the Titanic, and now you have a chance to see parts of it in Albuquerque. Here with me now is Randall Gann with the New Mexico Museum of Natural History and Science. Randall, good morning. Thanks for coming in.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
Okay, Titanic exhibit. It's been a huge success for you guys. Couple more days left for people to go and see it.
Up until Sunday. You can see it through the end of Sunday. It's been here since March 23rd. So for all the procrastinators, there's still one more chance to get out, or I guess a couple more chances to get out there and see it. Don't miss it. This is a really fantastic thing to come to Albuquerque. It's an amazing exhibit, and it's got some amazing artifacts. And it's really fun and good to see.
I saw it years ago in Florida, and I was kind of like, I don't know if I really want to go and see this. And I was like, I don't know. I went and saw it, blown away by what was there. You could not believe all this stuff that was preserved deep down under the ocean, and that is on tour, and particularly right here in the Duke City.
It is, and it's amazing. And I think, the most interesting thing for me about the exhibit is that it really demonstrates the Edwardian class cultures. King Edward VII was really driving culture in continental Europe at that time. Class structures were really rigid, and that's kind of the story behind the Titanic, at least the one that I find the most fascinating. We have plates here that show the different classes. It's easy to see the class structure, even in something as simple as the plates.
Okay, these plates right here. These are not real ones from the Titanic. You have them at the museum. You're not allowed to bring those here.
These are artifacts from the gift shop. They told me I would literally go to jail if I tried to leave the premises with any of the real artifacts.
And we weren't worth it?
Well, I tried, but my coat, it's just not cold enough for a heavy coat yet and whatnot,
Okay, so what is this plate we're seeing here? This seems like the most basic out of all three.
It is. That's third class, right? So this is the lowest class plate. Third class on the Titanic was actually nicer than most other liners at the time.
Okay.
But you still see the utilitarian nature of that plate.
Gotcha.
It's white, it's not decorative, and if you notice right in the middle it has the White Star Line logo, and that was to prevent theft.
Okay, interesting. Now here's a picture. This is what the third class cabin would have looked like?
This is a third class cabin. Yep, people would have paid about $35 for to have this cabin for the trip, which would be roughly the equivalent of $620 today in today's money.
That was a one-way trip?
One-way trip.
One-way trip across the Atlantic. Okay, now we have a picture. This one, I imagine the one right over here, this is the second class cabin?
That's right. It is the second class cabin. That is a China pattern called Blue Delft, which came out in 1871. You can still buy that today. That is still available today. It's so popular and has remained so popular. Now, it's obviously nicer than the first class, but it's still only restaurant grade. Right? It's still not the highest end of what we get.
And then the one in the middle, this is the first class?
It is. That's the first class cabin. It was a much nicer grade of China. You can see it's much cleaner. Notice that it doesn't have the White Star logo on it. They weren't really worried about John Jacob Astor or Isidore Straus stealing the plates.
They're not going to steal their plates. Right. Okay, you can go see the real plates at the New Mexico Museum. How much longer do people have one more time?
It will be here until Sunday.
Okay, there you go. Just $18 for adults, $15 for seniors, $11 for kids. Again, go see it before Sunday. And real quick, coming up after this in November, you have a great exhibit for kids.
Yeah, we have something that it's science in disguise. It's called grossology, and it's all about bodily functions that as adults we're not really supposed to talk about.
Sure.
So there's things about snot and gas and vomit, and there's one exhibit in particular called Nigel Knows It All that is a runny faucet that is basically a runny nose, and kids can go in there and they can climb on skin with warts and wounds and hair, and really it's kind of an exhibit designed for kids to come in and kind of learn about science in disguise.
Now I imagine you'll be able to bring some of that stuff here. No laws against that.
I'm sure we can probably bring some of the vomit and the snot. We'll have it just right here.
Good deal. Randall Gann, thanks so much for going on. Go check out the museum. A couple more days left, and take a look